Police procedurals have been all the rage for quite some time now. We're not sure if it's because of the fascinating whodunit mysteries or the thrill of the ultimate chase, but whatever it sure is working out for the genre, especially for NBC's Chicago P.D, which is well within its 9th season now. While you might be a diehard fan of the show, there's no shame in trying out something new. We've rounded up a couple of crime series similar to Chicago P.D that are totally bingeable. Let's begin. First, we have Castle. First off, we have the adventures of the mystery crime writer Richard Castle and his savvy muse, NYPD detective Kate Beckett. The ABC police procedural serves crime drama with a side of laughter and mystery. So if fans of Chicago PD are in the mood for a lighter series, then Castle is the show for you. The 2019 series follows Detective Beckett and her team as they try to unravel the mystery around some bizarre murders, which looked like they came straight out of a fiction novel. Turns out they did. Enter the famous, rich, and charming Castle, whose one-time consult on a case turns into a long-time partnership thanks to his friendship with the mayor. Castle might be a relatively lighter watch, but it has its fair share of serious episodes. And if you enjoy watching Ruzick and Burgess, then you'll definitely like the dynamic between Kate and Castle. It's romantic, yet has that Starsky and Hutch vibe to it. With 8 seasons out and a score of 82% on Rotten Tomatoes, Castle should be on your watch list for sure. You can stream it now on Hulu. Next, NYPD Blue. For those of you who like the cop shows more serious and gritty, NYPD Blue is for you. The crime series first aired on ABC way back in 1993, and you'd be surprised by the amount of censoring issues the show had to face for its gutsy depiction of New York crime. Thankfully, the series dodged FCC and other controversies long enough to make it through 12 gripping seasons. NYPD Blue followed the day-to-day lives of the cops over at the 15th Precinct and how their personal lives often got caught in between the cases they were working. One of the things that made the show a timeless watch is Dennis Franz. The actor stuck around throughout the series and gave us the complex character of Detective Andy Sipowicz. Although you might not like him straight away, many described him as a drunken racist goon with a heart of gold. But give him a chance, you'll soon realize that he's the moral core of NYPD Blue. The series dealt with some of the worst elements of New York and is considered one of the greatest cop dramas until today. Like Chicago PD, the NYC-based series tackles the emotional and physical pressures of trying to bring justice in a corrupt city. You can catch up on NYPD Blue on Hulu. Up next, Blue Bloods. The CBS series is one of the few cop dramas that go beyond the job and the walls of the precinct. Blue Bloods will not only give you your fix of crime and justice, but it'll also give you a strong familial vibe. The show follows the lives of the Reagan family, and let's just say this family is really dedicated to the justice system. Frank Reagan is the patriarch of the household, and also the New York Police Commissioner, and his is a family of multi-generational cops. The two brothers of the clan, Danny and Jamie, follow in their dad's footsteps, while the sister represents a different piece of the justice system. Erin is a district attorney. Although Papa Reagan might be all about rules, his sons, or at least one of them, doesn't care much for them when it comes to solving crime, and often uses dubious tactics to crack his cases. Danny brings a rebellious punch to Blue Bloods, which makes it an interesting watch. Both Chicago PD and Blue Bloods share the theme of familial bonds. However, they have a different approach to it. For Chicago PD, family is more about the bond you make, while for Blue Bloods, it's more about the family you're born into. The first 9 seasons of the series are available on Hulu. As for the 10th season, you can stream it on CBS All Access. Next, we have Brooklyn Nine-Nine. If you're looking to take a break from the all-serious cop shows, then we've got just the show for you. Nobody brings comic relief to a precinct quite like the colorful characters of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. The NBC hit series follows a group of rather peculiar cops at the 99th Precinct in Brooklyn, and while the show follows your regular police procedural format with Crime of the Week, it does so with a comedic approach. The series has managed to span 8 good seasons, and while the humor is sure to put you in a laughing fit, all the witty punchlines and goofy jokes wouldn't have been as iconic if it weren't for the hilarious cast of the show. Andy Samberg plays the goofball detective with a heart of gold, Detective Jake Peralta. He might be the best cop on the block, but he's definitely not the most disciplined. Think on the lines of an unchaperoned child at a birthday party. Enter Andre Brower's stoic Captain Holt. Not only does he provide some much-needed structure in a father figure kind of way, he offers some of the best punchlines of the show that'll leave you wheezing. Aside from being a comedy cop show, Brooklyn Nine-Nine has tons to offer, from cute romantic tropes, unproblematic friendships, to LGBTQ themes. Basically, it's what Chicago PD could have been if it was a comedy instead of a drama. With an amazing score of 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, this is one of the police procedurals you shouldn't miss out on. Next on the list, The Shield. Tired of good cop shows? The Shield is the perfect police procedural for you, which features dedicated detectives but on different sides of the law. Unlike Chicago P.D. and the rest of the shows in this video, the 2002 series deals with main characters that are just as corrupt as the criminals they're chasing. The FX series follows a group of policemen who are so determined to ramp up their success rate that they go down the rabbit hole of corrupt methods. And while their unconventional ways to ensure justice doesn't sit well with their captain, he doesn't do too much to stop them. Why, do you ask? 2 words: political agenda. Turns out he's just as corrupt as his precinct. Surprise, surprise! While both Chicago PD and The Shield are essentially cop shows with similar underlying themes that show the blurred lines and instability of the justice system, you'll find The Shield much more mature with a darker tone. The Bad Cop season went on to become one of the most popular shows of the genre. Both the series and its talented cast received numerous awards, including the Golden Globe Award for the Best Television Series back in 2003, a Satellite Award for the Best Television Series in 2004, and an Emmy Award for Michael Chiklis' role as Vic. Now that's a rap sheet. You can head over to Hulu, which has all 88 episodes of The Shield ready for you to stream. Now we have Law & Order Special Victims Unit, SVU. Speaking of dark cop dramas, Dick Wolf's Law & Order SVU deserves a trigger warning, as it explores the dark, more grotesque cases and their investigations. Unlike other police procedurals that mostly center around murder and kidnappings, this NBC series focuses on equally important, less talked about crimes. Law & Order SVU follows detectives from a new elite force who investigate and help in prosecuting several sexually oriented crimes, including sexual assaults, domestic violence, and even pedophilia. You'll be surprised to know that unlike many shows that came out during the COVID-19 pandemic, SVU decided to make the health crisis a part of the story. It's pretty clear that the show thrives on realism, and if you're not easily fazed by unadulterated, uncomfortable portrayal of truth on screen, then SVU should make a great watch for you. Chicago PD fans have the success of the Law & Order saga to thank for, as it led the way for the One Chicago franchise. SVU has 21 seasons ready for you to binge on. You can stream it now on Hulu. Lastly, New York Undercover. This one's a bit old school, and while cop dramas were pretty mainstream back in the 90s, New York Undercover explored themes that most shows of the genre refused to. At its center, the show has NYPD detectives J.C. Williams and Eddie Torres. Unlike most shows, even today, the Fox series chose 2 of the least likely guys to play the good cops, an African American and a Puerto Rican, which is one of the major reasons for the show's success. New York Undercover follows the 2 cops as they work their way through cases while struggling with problems of their own. Williams with his recent divorce and role as a father, and Torres with his heritage. On top of that, they have to deal with a tough captain, but you'll learn to like Lieutenant Virginia Cooper. She might be tough, but remains fair in her assignments. Dressed in top street fashion and solving crimes with a hip-hop soundtrack, this cop duo is sure to make you binge on all 4 seasons of the show. You can stream it on Fubo TV. And that wraps up our video for today. See you in the next one.